The BMW N54 is the engine enthusiasts worship and mechanics warn you about. Both groups are right. One owner was handed a repair quote of up to $25,000 for an engine replacement on a car they paid less than that to buy. Another watched a $40 maintenance item quietly turn into a $7,200 repair bill because nobody told them it needed attention before 60,000 miles. In this video, I'm going to cover everything that goes wrong with the N54, with real numbers, real mileage windows, and real owner experiences. And then I'm going to tell you exactly why informed buyers are still putting their money into this engine in 2026. By the end, you'll know whether this is the smartest used performance buy on the market right now, or the most expensive mistake you'll make this year. Start with why anyone wants one in the first place. The reputation, the German 2JZ. The N54 debuted at the 2006 Geneva Motor Show, powering the E9335i. It was BMW's first mass-produced turbocharged gasoline engine in 20 years. The last one was the limited production M106 inline-6, discontinued in 1986. It replaced the naturally aspirated N52 and delivered 302 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, a gain of 45 horsepower and 80 pound-feet over its predecessor. The enthusiast community calls it the German 2JZ, a direct comparison to Toyota's legendary iron block inline-6. That comparison is only partially accurate, and the difference matters. The Toyota 2JZ uses a closed-deck cast-iron block. The N54 uses a lightweight open-deck aluminum alloy block, the architecture that traditional hot rod wisdom says cannot handle extreme boost. And yet it does. The reason is the rotating assembly. BMW fitted the N54 with a high-carbon forged steel crankshaft and forged steel connecting rods from the factory, paired with a 10.2:1 compression ratio and dual overhead camshafts with double Vanos variable valve timing. The direct injection system actively suppresses detonation under load, which is what allows that high compression ratio to coexist with forced induction. Forensic engine teardowns and dyno testing have confirmed the stock bottom end holds up to 600 wheel horsepower on stock internals, and up to 800 wheel horsepower with upgraded fueling, on an open-deck aluminum block. That is the paradox that built the legend. Here's the reality nobody puts in the brochure. Fault number 1, the high-pressure fuel pump, the limp mode maker. The first fault is the one that made headlines, triggered a federal recall, and forced a class action lawsuit. The high-pressure fuel pump, the HPFP, is a mechanical pump driven directly off the intake camshaft. Its job is to take low-pressure fuel from the in-tank electric pump and pressurize it to 3,000 pounds per square inch for direct injection into the combustion chamber. Early N54s were fitted with Siemens-manufactured pumps that suffered from rapid internal mechanical wear and component degradation. When the pump degrades, it cannot hold the fuel pressure the ECU is commanding, particularly under heavy load or during cold start priming cycles, when the system demands maximum pressure from a cold, stiff pump. From the driver's seat, it feels like this. You turn the key, the engine cranks for a long time, the engine malfunction light illuminates, and the ECU activates safe mode, cutting power dramatically to protect the engine from running lean. Sometimes that happens in a parking lot, sometimes it happens at highway speed with no warning. One owner put it plainly, "I have two 135 IBMWs, 2008 and 2009, and almost died when it went into limp mode." The mileage window for failure runs from 30,000 to 80,000 miles, with some failures documented as early as 3,000 miles on early production cars. The cost to fix it runs up to $2,100 at a dealer when they replace the pump, the low-pressure sensor, and the fuel line simultaneously. An independent shop lands between $800 and $1,200. If you ignore it, the cascade is real. Prolonged cranking strains the starter motor and depletes the battery, and severe fuel starvation under high load conditions can trigger lean cylinder misfires that damage the catalytic converters. In October 2010, BMW issued a voluntary recall under NHTSA campaign YD10V-579, covering approximately 130,000 vehicles, requiring direct pump replacement on around 40,000 cars and a mandatory ECU software update for the rest. A concurrent class action lawsuit forced BMW to extend the emissions warranty on the HPFP to 10 years or 120,000 miles. In 2026, that warranty is completely expired on every N54 ever built, including the final 2016 production vehicles. The honest caveat, the Bosch and Continental replacement units that came out of the recall process resolved the root engineering defect. Early 2007 and 2008 cars are the most exposed. They left the factory with the worst generation Siemens pumps. Late production cars, the 335i's, the Z4's Drive 35i's, the 1M Coupe, left the factory with the corrected units already installed. If the car in front of you has a documented HPFP replacement with a Bosch or Continental unit, this fault is behind it, not ahead of it. Fault number 2, piezoelectric fuel injectors, the cylinder washer. The second fault is quieter than the HPFP. It doesn't announce itself with a limp mode event. It announces itself with a repair bill or with a spun rod bearing that the driver never saw coming. The N54 uses advanced piezoelectric direct fuel injectors, crystalline stacks that expand under electrical current, pulsing up to 10,000 times per second to meter fuel with extreme precision. Early revisions, specifically Index 1 through Index 9, suffer from internal microvalve wear and fuel deposit clogging. This causes 2 distinct failure modes. The first, the injector fails to close fully and raw fuel drips directly onto the spark plugs after engine shutdown. The second, the fuel spray pattern degrades during operation, delivering an uneven, poorly atomized charge into the combustion chamber. From the driver's seat, cold start misfires, rough idle, a strong raw gasoline smell from the exhaust, black or dark gray tailpipe smoke, and long cranking times. Sounds like a minor annoyance. It isn't. It's the beginning of engine destruction. Dripping fuel washes the protective oil film off the cylinder walls, that's the cylinder washing, accelerating piston ring and cylinder wall wear. More critically, raw fuel drains into the oil pan and dilutes the engine oil, reducing its viscosity and destroying its film strength. One owner described it precisely: leaking injectors are the main cause of spun N54 bearings. The gas thins out the oil, acting as a solvent. The driver thinks they have a cold start stutter. The engine is quietly dissolving its own rod bearings. The mileage window is 50,000 to 100,000 miles for early Index injectors. A complete set of 6 Index 12 replacements, the final, corrected revision, runs up to $7,200 at a dealer, with individual injectors priced at up to $948 each at full MSRP. An independent shop lands between $3,500 and $4,800 for parts and coating of the full set. Early indexes cannot be mixed with Index 11 or 12 on the same cylinder bank. The electrical characteristics are incompatible, and mixing them creates uneven fueling across the bank. It's a full set or nothing. The honest caveat: Index 12 injectors are the permanent fix, BMW's final corrected revision, and the one fitted to all late production N54s from the factory. If the car you're looking at has documented Index 12s, this fault is closed. If it doesn't, discount the purchase price by $3,500 to $4,500 before you negotiate anything else. If this research is saving you from a $7,200 surprise, hit like. The faults are only half the story, and the second half is why people still buy these engines anyway. Fault number 3, the 60,000-mile cluster, the sump shredder. The third fault isn't one failure, it's 6 failures that arrive at the same mileage window and compound each other. Between 60,000 and 70,000 miles, the N54's auxiliary systems degrade in a predictable cluster. The plastic valve cover cracks and its rubber gasket hardens. Oil leaks onto the hot exhaust, producing burning oil smells and smoke. Up to $1,600 at a dealer. The oil pan gasket degrades, and because it requires dropping the front subframe and steering rack to access, labor alone drives the dealer bill up to $3,800. The electric water pump suffers sudden electrical board failure. Not a gradual leak, but an instant loss of coolant circulation that leads to immediate engine overheating. Up to $1,800 at a dealer. The double Vanos solenoids gum up with degraded oil, triggering variable timing fault codes and noticeable low-end power loss. The direct injection carbon buildup on the intake valves, an unavoidable consequence of direct injection, where fuel never washes the back of the valves, causes rough idle, hesitation, and part throttle bucking. The fix is walnut blasting. A shop blasts crushed walnut shells through the intake ports to strip the carbon deposits. Up to $1,000 at a dealer, and it needs doing every 40,000 miles. One owner summarized the combined bill. Valve cover, OFHG, oil pan gasket job combined is like $6,000 to $7,000. The most dangerous item in that cluster is the oil filter housing gasket. When it leaks, oil drips directly onto the serpentine belt below it. Over time, the oil degrades the rubber belt, and when the belt shreds on an N54, the rotating crankshaft pulley draws the shredded material through the front crankshaft main seal and into the oil pan. That debris clogs the oil pickup tube. The engine loses oil pressure. It destroys itself within seconds. One N54 owner posted the warning every owner needs to read: don't ignore oil leaks on these engines. Serpentine belt breaks, there's about a 99.99% chance it will be ingested by your motor through the crank seal. The honest caveat: every item in this cluster is a known, documented, fixable maintenance item. None of them kill the engine if you catch them. All of them can if you don't. The real cost of ownership, what a year, actually costs. Here's the number most people don't calculate before they buy. Over a 5-year, 50,000-mile ownership period, a typical N54 will cost between $8,757 and $13,167 in maintenance and repairs. The naturally aspirated N52, the same engine family found in the 328i, costs between $1,500 and $2,400 over the same period, and here's where that gap comes from. Direct fuel injectors, up to $4,590 on the N54, zero on the N52. Port injectors on a naturally aspirated engine almost never fail, and fuel washes the intake valves clean on every combustion cycle, eliminating the carbon buildup problem entirely. High-pressure fuel pump up to $1,200 on the N54, zero on the N52. It runs a standard low-pressure pump only. Turbocharger system, wastegate repair or replacement, up to $4,000 on the N54, zero on the N52. Intake valve decarbonization, walnut blasting every 40,000 miles, up to $500 on the N54, zero on the N52. That is a 400% to 500% maintenance cost premium, driven almost entirely by the complexity of the high-pressure fuel system and the twin turbocharger plumbing. For a well-maintained, pre-sorted N54, budget $1,500 to $2,500 annually. For a typical high-mileage, undocumented example purchased cheaply, budget $4,000 to $6,000 in the first year alone to recover it. The difference between those two outcomes is entirely determined by what the previous owner did or didn't do. The turn, 3 faults, 1 decision. Here's what you get in return. 3 faults, all of them real, none of them exaggerated, but here's what separates the N54 from a genuinely unreliable engine. Every single one of those failures is known, documented, and fixable. The HPFP has a resolved replacement unit. The injectors have a final corrected revision in the Index 12. The 60,000-mile cluster is predictable to the mile. These aren't random failures that ambush you without warning. They're a maintenance schedule that BMW should have published and didn't. There is a reason professional mechanics refer to this engine as a financial biohazard and frequently refuse to work on cars equipped with it. It's not because the engine is poorly engineered, it's because the owners who bring it in have almost always deferred the maintenance that would have prevented the problem, and by the time it arrives at a shop, the bill is already catastrophic. The engines that survive this list, the ones with documented service histories, corrected injectors, and proactive gasket work, are not fragile. They are some of the most capable, tunable, and rewarding inline-sixes ever put into a production car. And that's what we're going to talk about now. What it's actually like to own the engine that earns its reputation. Peak torque of 295 pound-feet arrives at 1,300 revolutions per minute and holds flat through 4,500 revolutions per minute. 2 small, low-inertia Mitsubishi TD03 turbochargers running in parallel, each feeding 3 cylinders, means turbo lag is virtually non-existent. It doesn't feel like a turbocharged car. It feels like a much larger, naturally aspirated V8 that happens to fit in a compact sedan, with the effortless, linear pull that modern turbocharged engines with their narrow torque bands simply cannot replicate. The inline-six note is smooth, metallic, and refined. The 335i's and Z4's drive 35s push the N54 to 335 horsepower and 332 pound-feet from the factory, and the 1M Coupe used that same tune in a car weighing under 3,300 pounds. And then there's the tuning headroom, which is where the legend really lives. Flash the ECU with MHD or JB4 on a completely stock car, and you gain 70 to 100 horsepower and up to 70 pound-feet of torque on an otherwise completely stock vehicle. Spend $1,500 on an intake, catless downpipes, a front-mount intercooler, an aluminum charge pipe, and an upgraded low-pressure fuel pump, and you're at 500 horsepower on the stock bottom end. Replace the factory turbos with larger hybrid units or convert to a single turbo setup, and the stock-forged rotating assembly supports 700 to 800 wheel horsepower. No other engine at this price point offers that trajectory. One owner captured the relationship perfectly. It's a love and hate relationship with this damn car, but if you really want to get rid of it, move down to a 328i. Nobody moves down to a 328i. The mitigation blueprint, how smart owners de-risk the N54. The owners who love this engine long-term are not lucky. They are disciplined. Step 1, verify the injector index before you buy anything. Pull the engine cover and read the stamped index numbers on all 6 injectors. If any of them are index 10 or lower, that cost comes off the purchase price, not out of your savings after the fact. Step 2, perform a smoke test on the intake tract. Cracked boost lines, vacuum leaks, and a cracked plastic valve cover all show up here before they show up as fault codes. Step 3, Change all fluids and send an oil sample to a laboratory. Blackstone Labs is the community standard. Fuel dilution in the oil means leaking injectors. Copper and lead wear particles mean failing rod bearings. Both findings are cheaper to act on before the engine tells you about them. Step 4. Inspect the oil filter housing gasket and the serpentine belt alignment. If the belt is tracking with any overhang on the tensioner, that's the beginning of the failure chain described in fault number 3. On parts, replace the plastic coolant flange, the so-called Mickey Mouse flange on the front of the block, with an aluminum unit. Replace the plastic charge pipe and the plastic PCV valve with aluminum or metal upgrades. These are one-time fixes that permanently close 3 of the N54's most common failure points. Source parts from suppliers with lifetime replacement guarantees. FCP Euro is the community standard. Ignition coils, spark plugs, gaskets, and the water pump all fail repeatedly on this platform. Buy them once with a lifetime warranty and you only ever pay labor after that. And change the oil every 5,000 miles. BMW's factory interval of 10,000 to 15,000 miles is actively harmful on this engine. High thermal loads from the twin turbos and fuel dilution from direct injection break down synthetic oil faster than BMW's schedule accounts for. 5,000 miles for a stock car, 3,000 miles if it's tuned. Buy if you have a dedicated cash reserve of at least $3,000 to $5,000 earmarked for repairs beyond the purchase price. The car has a documented service history proving Index 12 injectors, a replaced HPFP with a Bosch or Continental unit, and recently replaced turbocharger wastegate actuators. You are mechanically inclined enough to handle intermediate DIY tasks, or you have a trusted independent European specialist within driving distance. Avoid if you expect Japanese car reliability and cannot absorb unexpected 4-figure repair bills. The car has multiple undocumented modifications, an aggressive tune on unknown injector indexes, or a visible oil leak from the oil filter housing. You don't have a garage, basic tools, or access to a specialist shop. Here is the paradox that defines this engine in 2026. It is universally worshipped by performance enthusiasts for its ability to dominate drag strips and track days, and it is actively warned against by professional technicians who have watched it destroy itself in their bays. Both groups have seen the same engine, and they've just seen different owners. The single most important check before you hand over any money, pull the engine cover and read the injector index numbers. If they're index 10 or lower, the car is worth $3,500 to $4,500 less than the asking price, not negotiably less, factually less. In 2026, N54 powered cars, the E93-35i, the E82-135i, represent genuine supercar level acceleration for a fraction of the cost of modern performance vehicles. The platform is capable of 800 wheel horsepower on the stock bottom end. The community is deep, the parts supply is mature, and the knowledge base is better documented than almost any other used performance engine on the market. The BMW N54 isn't unreliable, it's unforgiving, and that's a completely different thing. Treat it like a Toyota and it will bankrupt you. Treat it like the high-performance machine it actually is, with the maintenance discipline that demands, and it will reward you for years. Buy the maintenance history, not the car. 3 faults, all documented, all fixable. The HPFP has a resolved replacement. The Index 12 injectors are the permanent answer. The 60,000-mile cluster is predictable, which means it's preventable. The principle that separates the owners who love this engine from the ones who regret it is simple. Buy the maintenance history, not the car. A well-documented N54 with corrected injectors, a replaced HPFP, and fresh gaskets is not a liability. It is one of the best performance bargains available in 2026. An engine capable of rewarding the disciplined owner with years of performance. The buyers who love it are the ones who bought the history. This is Tom from Seats and Wheels. Thanks for watching.